it's a fascinating conversation, but you know, we've come full circle in that at the core driver of this is not AI, it's people. People make choices, and then people own those choices. So if I may, Paul, I might try and do my quick summary. So one of the features here is I try to do a 1 minute or minute and a half summary of just some of the key points that we got through in our discussion. But really interesting. At the very start, Paul put up a graphic for us, and as I scanned the graphic, three things jumped out from it: the idea of being process driven, the idea of being interest based, and the key idea of ownership. And I'll come back to the ownership piece at the very end of our summary. But the idea of facilitation is building scenarios that people can engage. And it's with a view to the facilitator bringing their impartiality, their independence, so that the participants, unimpeded, uninhibited, can bring their self-interests, and I don't mean selfish interests, I mean whatever was their innate interests, bring them to the surface, either personally that they may not have been aware of, or collectively to bring them before the group that they're discussing. And then your proposition, Mike, is that the process is then managed so that people can flesh them out and distill them down into a final decision that the group can own. And that we're back to this concept of ownership. So creating that sharing environment is central to the facilitator's function. But then I posed the question about AI. So where does AI fit into that? And one of the key aspects, I guess, of AI is the whole volume that AI can bring, and it can bring it without fatigue. There is no time limit. There is no fatigue limit. It doesn't need to stop for the coffee break. It can just it can flood the zone, to use a current expression from the political sphere. But Mike, you then raised an idea that in the sessions, because this was part of my query to you, is how does AI practically come into our facilitated sessions? And you suggested there are two key ways. Either participants can engage with AI themselves during our facilitated conversation, or AI itself can be a participant. So managing that whole volume of participation from humans and AI becomes a key requirement of the facilitator. The AI, that posed a next possible question for us. Could AI be the facilitator? And if it is the facilitator, how might it build scenarios? How might it flesh out or help people flesh out conversation and ultimately bring it down to decision making? Our proposition, Paul suggested that AI has the technical capabilities to outperform humans. My proposition back was, but what about the practical interactions? And your counter proposition effectively, Mike, to both of us was, yeah, but at the end of the day, if people own the process, then people will decide the extent to which they bring AI into the process and choose to engage with the process.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Yes, dear viewers, thank you so much for this, Martin. It's amazing how we can encapsulate in the final minutes the whole of an interesting and in-depth conversation with Mike.
Really interesting.
Thank you, Martin, for this brilliant summary. Thank you so much, Mike, to share your views and your expertise with us. I learned a lot from this conversation, and I hope the viewers you have enjoyed this conversation as well. And that's all for today, episode 56. Stay tuned, as we are going to surprise you with upcoming episodes. And now that we are going to arrive to 2026. Oh my God.
Time flies.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolute pleasure, Mike. Thank you very much for taking the time out. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Good to be here with all of you. Bye. Okay, it's done.